my goodness. So anyway, Eugene Goodman is going to receive his award. I have heard that he has refused a couple of times, but the Senate, at least from getting an award or citation from the police department. Yes, he was wearing a black mask with a single blue line. And I do want to qualify because he wasn't wearing the bastardized American flag, but he was wearing. Look, you can read into it all that you want. Eugene Goodman was literally the person between multiple senators who were still in that chamber, living and potentially dying. And certainly, again, and I talked about this yesterday, if they had gotten a hold, if the insurrectionists have gotten hold of even one person and they were smart, although they were operating like a mob, and they weren't operating like a smart mob, but if they were smart and they held that person hostage, and they held that person hostage within the Capitol with a defensive group of the thousands outside and the 1,000 inside, they would have stopped the certification of the vote. It would have been an absolute crisis. And the video that you see really is amazing. And what he was doing is, as he came up and he realized the Senate doors were open and that there were no resources available, and he knew if they turned and went down that hall, we may be living in 1933 Germany right now, circa late February or early March. And that didn't happen. And he literally used himself as bait and a distraction. And the other thing is, not only did he lead them away from the Senate, he was leading them towards an awaiting tactical team, essentially a SWAT team. And he essentially led them into a trap. And it really is amazing. And it's very clear in the video that he is calm, but in the same breath, he was absolutely terrified. Well, Fox News has got Fox News and One American Network and Newsmax. They've got their beautiful quotes. There's some stuff that's been set up. Lindsey Graham, Ted Cruz was coordinating today. They went in on both breaks. Clearly, there were some questions asked. It just seems like it was teed up. I couldn't figure out why Trump's lawyers would be like, "Can you read the question again?" I'm just like, so I don't know. I'm like, they're not listening, whatever. But what I'm thinking now is it does create this great little soundbite. They don't have to play any part of, especially on these two-part questions. They don't have to play this part, right? They can play the question and go, and they get these nice little sound bites that are set up. We all have potty frickin' mouths here. I don't know what's happening. Right, the Israel question was like, what the... Who? That's one hell of a drug, man. Wow. I mean, it's just crazy question. I'm a Jew. And I'm like, what the hell? What was this question? Why is it even relevant? I just cringe that, historians that are going to write about this, our whole society is going to be judged by historians 100 years from now. They're going to think we're just such frickin' idiots. So they're convening tomorrow. Yes, I know, but they're convening tomorrow, 10 a.m., which is 7 a.m. our time. I'm storm chasing tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know if I could sit here and say we'll be here at 7 in the morning because I'm storm chasing tonight. So I just don't know. Let's talk a little bit about local area snow, and then I think we're going to... And I may go take a little bit of a nap or something because I don't think I'm going to get a lot of sleep tonight. Snow was working its way up. It got up past Tacoma. It got to about Federal Way. And this easterly flow that I had talked about, if you haven't gone to malcontentnews.com, shame on you. No. But you can go to malcontentnews.com. It's the lead story we're treating as in a live blog. You're going to see I've actually done weather updates while all this coverage was going on. And that easterly flow was coming in, and it was amazing to watch on radar because all this snow was coming up, and the easterly flow dried out this air, and snow's gone. That doesn't mean it's not going to snow. Now what the question is when will either the moisture overpower the easterly flow, or as the snow continues to move in, shift the direction of that easterly flow? I did read the Weather Service discussion, the forecaster discussion, which is different than the general weather discussion. I did not have, because doing this, I didn't have time to look at the weather models that I like and all, so I just read their discussion. They seem very confident that the easterly flow is going to disappear. And they actually seem pretty confident that when all of this starts snowing around 8 to 10 o'clock tonight, that everybody is probably going to be on the higher sides of the forecast. I had forecasted all the way back on Wednesday that from Thursday to Saturday, 4 to 8 inches. And then I kind of said, and I think we will probably be at the higher end of that, like more like 6 to 8. And when I say that, what I mean is Kirkland, Woodinville, Bellevue, and I also pointed out Woodinville will be a little less, Bellevue a little bit more. The further south you are, the more snow you're going to get. The other question, again, is this easterly flow. If that easterly flow holds up, the further east you go past 405, the less snow you're going to see. But again, reading their update, which was at 2:20 our time, they seem pretty confident that the moisture is going to overpower things, and we'll get a wind shift. The easterly flow is going to fall apart. This is also going to pack a lot of wind. There's going to be some areas going to have wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour. So if you live in an area that's prone to power outages, you should be preparing for that now. The last thing is, like, I've seen some comments in the community group, and I know, like, my national audience, international audience is like, what the hell is he talking about local weather? It's in the Seattle area, when it snows, people freak the fuck out. They lose their shit because it doesn't snow here very often, and we don't have a lot of snow removal equipment in what we call the Puget Sound lowlands. Here's a worthless trivia for you. The city of Houston has more snow removal equipment than the city of Seattle. Take all the time you want to unpack that. Do keep in mind the city of Houston, as far as like square miles, is vastly larger than the city of Seattle, and also has a much larger population. But the city of Houston actually has more snow removal equipment than the city of Seattle. So the snow removal plan in the Puget Sound region, especially if you're on a side street, you're not on an arterial, a main road, is the sun comes up and the snow melts, removed. And we're also going to be in one of these cold patterns. So it probably won't be until Monday when we get rain that the side streets are going to clear out. So you're looking at kind of starting in like Saturday and then Sunday and into Monday, a lot of the side streets, especially if we're on hills. I mean, we really don't, the big scheme of things, we don't have much of a hill that we have here. I have a 4-wheel drive truck with good tires and all. We had a snow event. I think it was one of the days in 2019. I was going down the hill. I actually, I knew what to anticipate. I had in 4-wheel drive. I get it. 4-wheel drive only helps you move forward, but I set it in 4-wheel drive. Went down that hill and like skidded all the way down to the bottom of the cul-de-sac. And the way things are set up on our street, there's like a driveway that if you hit that cul-de-sac dead center, that driveway goes downhill and you're going to keep cranking down that driveway like right into someone's house. So I was able just to get enough steering to go, okay, I'm going to hit the curb and I'm either going to jump the curb or it's going to stop me. And the curb stopped me, and I had one hell of a time actually getting up just this little bit back into the driveway. And I was like, okay, not driving anymore. And I mean, I learned to drive in New England. I know snow. It can get real gnarly here fast, and we have a lot of hills. And I always go like, because I grew up in the Worcester area, and I'm like, Worcester got shit ton hills, and they got hills like Seattle. So I'm not. It's not the hills. It is more. There isn't the snow removal equipment. So anyway, that's why we're talking about the snow, and that's why people lose their shit, and that's why we're going to storm chase a snowstorm tonight. Which a lot of people were like 4 to 6 inches, maybe 7. We're probably going to head down like to Tacoma or Olympia because that area is expecting 8 to 10 inches. And the wind's going to be howling more down there, and that's kind of what the plan is. Anyway, it's going to snow. That's the bottom line. Go get your French toast supplies, which actually reminds me, Yoda's almost out of dog food. I have to get Yoda food. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. It is really appreciated. Again, we'll be on later tonight. And we'll be chasing snow. There is information on our happy hour from yesterday. That's part 1. I probably will. I think we would have enough time to set up happy hour for a replay at 5. Normally, we would have done the replay earlier. We've done it, but this was preempted for this. Anyway, I might set up happy hour to replay at 5. Oh, I have another long-ass broadcast day. Where am I going with this? Storm chasing, replay, happy. I know where it's going with this. Warming shelters. There are warming shelters information that is on our Twitter. You might have to scroll down maybe 5 or 6 tweets. We have a big, long tweet. And in happy hour yesterday, we also called out warming shelters. And Rashi, our editor, has already done the clip, and there is a dedicated clip on information on available warming shelters that is up on Twitch. So, and it's also up on YouTube, but I have not had a chance to do the meta tagging and all to actually publish those. And I probably need to make up that a priority before I walk out the door, that particular video. Pam, thank you very much. Definitely trying to do the self-care. I know one thing, I got to get back into the running and jogging because I'm becoming a lard ass again. And we do love Rashi. Kellen, Yoda's Eye is doing definitely a lot better today. But he's like, he's almost 100 years old in human years, right? I mean, he's a little old man. It's pretty amazing what he's doing. But his eye definitely seems to be doing a little better today. And Dr. and Mrs. Malcontent and I are going to make him very unhappy because we have to get him in the headlock and I have to hold his eye open. And he's just like, no, don't do this to me. I've been a good dog. Please, just no, don't stop. No, I promise. My eye feels so much better. I wish they had enough intelligence to connect the dots, but, they're a dog. So what are you going to do to my eye? Oh, thank you. All right, malcontents, be good to each other. What a shit show. It's like, the only thing that I would unpack out of this in 30 seconds or less, there was a ton of dog whistle blowing. There was definitely a lot of red meat that were thrown out to Trump's base. And that red meat that was thrown out. Jennifer and I debated this on Happy Hour last night. Jennifer has a different view on it than I do, and I love that. I hope that we can find other things that we don't see eye to eye on because I think it makes for great interaction and it makes for great discussion. It's something I want more of on the show. So it was, I loved it, just loved it. My view on this is, regardless of where this lands, and I've never walked into this believing that they're going to find the 17 senators they need to cross the line. I have not walked into this at all. Yes, our people. Yes, exactly. It doesn't matter. We're and I'm not going to go into it because I beat it up yesterday and we talked about it last night. We're in this very dangerous window, I feel, for the next 10 to 20 years because there is a highly radicalized element now in our population that absolutely believe the big lie. And it runs deeper than QAnon. It runs deeper than, anti-vax. It's all interconnected, and there are people that have figured out how to throw that match and incite that group. And so I think we're kind of boned. That's my view. Anyway, I'll see you on later on tonight somewhere where it's snowing. I can't like say, oh, it'll be at this time in this location, because it just depends what time the snow gets here and how. The other thing is, if this easterly flow kills it, I'm not going to go chase. We get 2 inches of snow. I'm not going to chase. So I'll be chasing if there's like, oh wow, there's like 6-8 inches of snow and it's snowing an inch an hour somewhere. That's where we'll chase. Otherwise, won't chase. But that's it. All right, malcontents, be good to each other. And with that, Malcontent out. Malcontent News is a team of journalists, activists, and researchers with 3 key missions. A commitment to show an unfiltered view of the before, during, and after of key events live as it happens. To defend the First Amendment using our rights of a free press. And to amplify the voices of underrepresented individuals including Black, Indigenous, persons of color, and the LGBTQIA+ community. Our team is committed to seeking equality for all and holding those in power accountable. The easiest way to support Malcontent News is to bookmark our website at malcontentnews.com, like and follow us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and in the Google News app. To provide financial support, you can become a patron, make a one-time donation through Venmo, or link your Twitch account to your Amazon Prime account and use your free subscription to subscribe to Malcontent News. Thank you for supporting independent journalism and for being a malcontent.
You fit the profile. You're the malcontent.
Nobody wants to hear the nonsensical ravings of a loudmouth malcontent.
He said malcontents Antifa, fuck you!
You are the biggest hypocrite on the face of the planet.
I say that you're a terrible reporter. That's what I say.